candle flickers. Your hands tremble as you hold this phone. Something brought you to this video at this exact moment, and that is no accident. Saint Anthony of Padua has heard the cry of your heart before you even opened your mouth. Before we go any further, press that subscribe button right there, because thousands of people who did this yesterday are already sharing their miracle testimonies in the comments. Like this video, if you believe miracles still happen today, share it with someone who needs hope desperately. There's a reason they call him the Saint of Miracles. There's a reason that for over 800 years, people in their darkest hours have whispered his name and watched the impossible become possible. You're holding your phone because you need something urgent. Maybe it's money that must arrive before tomorrow. Maybe it's healing that cannot wait another day. Maybe it's a relationship that's dying right in front of you. Maybe it's danger circling someone you love. Whatever brought you here, Saint Anthony already knows about it. Let me tell you something that will change how you pray from this moment forward. Most people ask saints for help the wrong way. They rush through prayers like reading a shopping list to heaven. They speak the words, but their spirit stays silent. They beg without faith, or they believe without surrender. The prayer we're about to pray together is different. This prayer opens dimensions of grace you didn't know existed. In Padua, Italy, there's a basilica where Saint Anthony's body rests. Even after 8 centuries, pilgrims flood through those doors every single day. They come on crutches and leave dancing. They arrive broken and depart whole. They enter with empty hands and exit with miracles wrapped around their fingers. What happens in that sacred space can happen right where you're sitting. Distance means nothing to a saint who can be everywhere at once. Think about the last time you lost something precious. Your mind raced. Your heart pounded. You searched everywhere, growing more frantic with each passing minute. Then you remembered what your grandmother said, what your mother whispered, what that old priest mentioned. Tony, look around. Something's lost and must be found. You said it, almost laughing at yourself for believing in such simple words. But then, there it was. The lost thing appeared in a place you'd already checked 3 times. That wasn't coincidence. That was Anthony. He finds lost things not because he's some cosmic detective, but because he understands desperation. He knows what it feels like to need something so badly that your chest aches. He walked the earth as a human being who experienced hunger, exhaustion, fear, and longing. He held dying people in his arms. He watched families torn apart by poverty. He felt the weight of impossible situations crushing down on human shoulders. Then he learned something that transformed him into one of the most powerful intercessors in heaven. He learned that urgency doesn't frighten God. Write this in the comments right now. Saint Anthony, I trust you with my urgent need. Don't just read that sentence. Actually stop and write it. There's power in declaring faith publicly. There's grace released when you make your trust visible. The year was 1231. Anthony lay dying in Padua, only 35 years old. His body had been broken by years of preaching, fasting, and traveling through storms to reach people who needed to hear about God's mercy. As he took his last breaths, children throughout the city began crying. They couldn't explain why. They just knew something beautiful was leaving the world. Church bells started ringing on their own. No human hand touched them. They rang for Anthony, announcing that earth had lost a saint, but heaven had gained a powerful advocate. Within 1 year, the Pope declared him a saint. Within another year, miracles at his tomb became so numerous that the church couldn't count them all. Blind eyes opened, deaf ears heard, dead children breathed again. But the most shocking miracles weren't physical healings. They were financial miracles. Impossible debts vanished overnight. Money arrived from unexpected sources. Business disasters reversed in hours. Jobs appeared out of nowhere. Why did this happen? Because Anthony understood something about God that most people miss. God cares about your urgent needs. Religion sometimes teaches people that God only cares about spiritual things, that asking for help with money or health or relationships is somehow too worldly, too small for divine attention. Anthony proved this theology wrong. He proved it so dramatically that 8 centuries later, people still whisper his name when the rent is due tomorrow and their bank account reads 0. They still light candles before his image when the doctor says there's nothing more to do. They still kneel before his statue when love is dying and time is running out. The prayer we're about to pray together has 7 parts. Each part unlocks a different dimension of grace. Each part activates a different aspect of Saint Anthony's intercession. Each part must be prayed with your whole heart, not just your lips. But before we begin, I need you to do something. Look at that subscribe button again. Make sure it's pressed. Make sure that bell icon is activated. Why? Because tomorrow morning, I'll be here with another powerful prayer. Next week, we'll explore the miracle chaplet that even priests don't know about. Next month, we'll reveal the secret novena that has never failed. You need to be here for all of this. Are you ready? Hold your phone with both hands. This is your connection point. This is your altar. This is holy ground. Saint Anthony of Padua, wonder worker of our day. I come before you with a heart that cannot wait. You know my urgent need before I speak it. You have seen my tears before they fell. You have heard my silent screams in the middle of the night. I need a miracle today, not tomorrow, not next week. Today, right here in this moment, I surrender my urgent situation into your powerful hands. Stop for 3 seconds. Let those words settle into your spirit. Anthony, friend of the desperate, you who found lost items and lost hope and lost people, find the solution to my crisis. I am lost in this problem. The walls are closing in. The deadline approaches. The danger grows. The pain increases. I cannot see my way out. But you can see what I cannot. You stand in heaven's light where everything is clear. Show me the path. Open the door. Make the way where there is no way. Has your mind wandered? Pull it back. This is the most important prayer you'll pray today. Mighty Anthony, you who preached to fish when humans wouldn't listen, speak to my situation. Command my crisis to listen to God's voice. You who held the infant Jesus in your arms while others only read about him in books, hold my urgent need close to the Sacred Heart. Present my case before the throne of grace. Let Jesus see my desperation through your eyes. Let him feel my urgency through your heart. The fish story is true. When people in Rimini refused to hear Anthony preach, he walked to the seashore and began speaking to the water. Thousands of fish surfaced. They turned their heads toward him. They stayed silent and still, listening to every word about God's mercy. The people saw this and were shamed into listening. That's the kind of power Anthony carries. He can make the
Saint Anthony,
impossible
13
pay attention.
temptations you resisted. 13 times the devil tried to stop your ministry. 13 times you stood firm. Give me that same strength right at this moment. My faith wavers. My courage fails. My hope flickers like a candle in a storm. Breathe your strength into my weakness. Pour your faith into my doubt. Light your hope in my darkness. In the comments, share one word that describes what you're feeling right at this second. Just one word. Joy, fear, hope, desperation, pain, peace. Whatever it is, write it. Let this community surround your word with prayer. Glorious Anthony, you who were called the hammer of heretics, because truth rang from your lips like a bell. Hammer down the lies I've been believing. I've been told my situation is hopeless. I've been told miracles don't happen anymore. I've been told God is too busy for urgent requests. I've been told my faith isn't strong enough. Shatter these lies. Speak truth into my spirit. Remind me that with God, this urgent need is already solved. The miracle is already on its way. The answer is already in motion. Do you feel that shift? Something is happening in the spiritual realm right at this moment. Miraculous Anthony, you who appeared to a dying man to give him last rites when no priest could reach him, appear in my situation. Manifest your power. I don't need to see you with my physical eyes, but I need to see your hand moving in my circumstances. Before this day ends, show me a sign. Give me a glimpse. Let me know you've heard this prayer. Let me feel the shift, whether it's a phone call, a sudden peace, an unexpected check, a change in medical results, a softening of a hard heart, or just a knowing deep in my spirit. Give me confirmation that you're working on my behalf. This is where most people stop praying. They say the words and walk away. Don't make that mistake. The next part is what releases the full power of Anthony's intercession. Faithful Anthony, I make you a promise right at this second. When my miracle arrives, not if, but when, I will testify. I will tell everyone what you did. I will share this video with 10 people who need hope. I will light a candle in thanksgiving. I will help someone else who is desperate. I will never forget that you stood with me when I had nowhere else to turn. This I promise before heaven and earth. Say amen out loud right where you're sitting. Let your voice make that word real. Here's what happens next. In the coming hours, watch carefully. Miracles rarely arrive the way we expect. You might get a thought that leads to a solution. You might remember something you forgot. Someone might contact you unexpectedly. A situation might suddenly shift. A door might open. Don't dismiss these things as coincidence. That's Anthony's hand moving in the shadows, arranging circumstances, pulling strings, opening paths. Leave a comment telling Saint Anthony what time you prayed this prayer. Write, Saint Anthony, I prayed at time for an urgent miracle. Why does this matter? Because when your miracle arrives, you'll come back to this video. You'll read your comment with tears of joy. You'll see the exact moment everything changed. And your testimony will give hope to the next desperate person who finds this video. I need to tell you about Maria. 3 days ago, she watched this video. She was facing eviction in 24 hours, 0 money, 3 children, no options. She prayed this prayer with everything in her. 15 hours later, an old friend she hadn't spoken to in 5 years called out of nowhere. This friend had just received an unexpected inheritance and felt a strong urge to help Maria. Maria received enough money to pay rent for 3 months. She came back to this video and wrote her testimony in the comments. 17 people read her story and found the faith to pray this prayer themselves. This week, 12 of them have already commented their own miracle testimonies. That's how Anthony works. One miracle sparks another. One testimony ignites faith for the next breakthrough. Your urgent need isn't just about you. It's about everyone who will hear your testimony
and believe that God still performs miracles. Before we finish, share this video right at this moment. Don't wait. Open your messaging app and send it to 3 people who are struggling. You don't even need to explain why. Just send it. Let Anthony's intercession reach them through your obedience. Your breakthrough might be connected to your willingness to help someone else break through. For the next 3 days, pray this prayer every morning when you wake up and every night before you sleep. Don't just read the words from the screen. Speak them from your heart. Make them your own. Add your specific details. Tell Anthony exactly what you need and when you need it. He can handle your honesty. He can handle your desperation. He can handle your urgency. And one more thing, check the community tab on this channel every day this week. I'll be posting updates, additional prayers, and sharing miracle testimonies from people who prayed with us. Make sure you're subscribed so you don't miss anything. Hit that like button one more time so this video reaches more desperate people who need Saint Anthony's help. The candle still flickers. Your hands might still tremble. But something has shifted. You're no longer alone in this crisis. Saint Anthony of Padua, the wonder worker of our age, the finder of lost things, the friend of the desperate, stands between you and your urgent need. He's already presenting your case before the throne of God. He's already at work in the invisible realm, arranging miracles, opening doors, changing hearts, moving mountains. Your urgent miracle is on the way. Before this day ends, watch for signs. Before this week finishes, prepare your testimony. Before this month closes, come back to this video and write in the comments, Saint Anthony, thank you for the miracle. We'll all be waiting to celebrate with you. Go in peace. Go in faith. Go in certainty that the Saint of Miracles never fails those who call on him with sincere hearts and urgent needs. Amen. Amen. Amen.